All right, is intermittent fasting going to give me a heart attack? A recent headline from a yet to be published abstract made the claim that after following something like 20,000 people over a period of close to 20 years, they found that the people that identified or self-identified as eating their meals within an 8-hour eating window were 91% more likely to develop cardiovascular disease, to have heart attacks and whatnot. So almost a doubling of risk. And so obviously that's sort of confusing because we know that intermittent fasting has been associated with improvements in cardiometabolic conditions in a number of studies, such as improved glycemia, often weight loss, improved blood pressure, and so on and so forth. And so the question is, why would this outcome be such that it is? Well, this in part shows the inherent problems with epidemiologic studies. We get these studies, we'll say one day, eggs are good, next day, eggs are bad. These are some of the challenges to this field in particular, and why I don't give much import to these studies outside of showing that, sometimes they show one thing, sometimes they show the other thing. They cannot be used to determine causation outside of extreme circumstances, cigarette smoking being one where that was used, where they showed something like a 30 or 40 fold increase in incidence of things like lung disease. Now, why might that study show that? Well, first of all, epidemiologic studies relying on food frequency questionnaires often are, plagued by things like recall bias. There's selection bias. So think about, who are the people that intermittent fast? Well, a lot of them are people that started out overweight or started out with some sort of disease. So they start out already in a disease state compared to maybe other people that don't feel they need to do that because they're generally are healthier. So we may have just a less healthier cohort going in, and you follow these people over time, and not surprisingly, their outcome is still is somewhat worse. Also, we don't know how accurate their data was over a 20-year period of time. You think about it, some people that will fast, occasionally. Maybe they'll do it for maybe the data collection period, and the rest of the time they didn't. So this is another one of those studies. And what I say, and again, I've said this repeatedly, and I've been criticized by this, which strikes me as odd, because I say I don't know the long-term outcome of a carnivore diet, or really any other diet for that matter. I don't think we can accurately, with good confidence, say that this is what's going to make us live longer or not have disease. I think it makes better sense to focus on the here and now, focus on not being overweight, not being weak, not being diseased, and then go from there. And if intermittent fasting is helping you with that regard, and again, if you're intermittent fasting and you're still staying overweight and still having these issues, then perhaps it's not beneficial to you. Again, when it comes to losing weight and intermittent fasting, often people eat less, and that helps them lose weight in many cases. And so the bottom line is, these epidemiologic studies are kind of pointless in my view. I'm not even sure why we fund them. Some of these get funded by our taxpayer dollars, and I think it's a waste of money in my view. Do some real studies with hard clinical endpoints, getting people off diseases. I mean, I think, if physicians in the healthcare system were to focus on just getting people healthy today, my gosh, we would do so much better. And well, there you go, guys. Let me know what you think. We'll talk to you soon.